everyone, it's in Oakwood in Leeds, our hometown. It's a 3 metre by 3 metre. I'm going to do you a proper detailed video of every single step, because I know a lot of you want to see exactly what goes on, including digging the holes. So we're going to go for it today. It's a 3 metre by 3 metre and it'll have approximately, I think, 18 piles in this one. So as I said, it's a 3 metre by 3 metre. It's going to run into this corner, 3 metres in there, 3 metres this way. Nice little square box office. So I'm going to give you a full in-depth video of what we're going to do. So if that's the hedge there, that's the corner, that's the tree. We're going to put a rod there and a rod there, which will give us a parallel line. Then we'll put a rod there and a rod there, go back on that and pull a line there. Then we'll put our folding square, which is over there. That will give us our right angle. Then we'll measure 3 metres that way, put another rod there, and we'll go like that with the string line, pull it across there. We'll then drop the square back on there, which will give us that right angle. Rod there, pull the line there to there and return it back to there. And that will give us 3 metres by 3 metres, or thereabouts. If you want to be proper anal about it and check it, if you measure corner to corner, that will give you an exact square. And if you haven't got a folding square, here's a little tip for you if you don't know it, but I'm sure some of you do. If you measure 300 that way and 400 that way, then points there will intersect at 500 and that will give you a right angle. So basically that's your 3 metres by 3 metres square. We're going to pin it out with these rods. I think they're at £20 for 10 at Tool Station. We are going to use a string line, which we use throughout our builds. It's basic, proper, like £3 tool, but it's brilliant. You can square out your building, you can get your joists in line, you can square your wall and stuff like that. This is the folding square, which will create our right angle. This is the ballast and cement. We'll be using a 3-to-1 mix for our concrete pile system. If you watched me before, you know our pile system, and a little later on in the video, I will explain the pile system to you. There's the washers, the nuts are in the barrow, there's 20 odd rods there, there's 24mm. I'll explain everything as to size of rod, where we purchase it from, so you can purchase it yourself. If you purchase it from Bapps in Leeds, if you mention Oakwood Garden Rooms or William Griffin, that'll do me a favour. So if you keep watching, I'll even show you how to dig a hole. Yeah. We're good? Right, so you can see we've set out the basic perimeter of the building. We've set it out at 3,150mm, which will give us an internal measurement of approximately of 3 metres. So we've used our pins and we've used our string lines. So what we've done, we've created a cube. So what we'll do now, this is going to be the front wall and that'll be the back wall. So it's 3 metres there. What we will do, we'll put a pin there, dig an hole there, we'll dig an hole there, we'll dig one there and we'll dig one there. So there'll be 4 on the front, there will be 4 on the back. We will have 3 on the side. We put 3 on the side because the side walls don't carry the roof, whereas the front and the back wall do, so it's more than enough. And we'll also ping a line across the middle and we'll put 3 in there just to support the floor. So we've got 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. So we'll have 15 piles. Like I said, 3-to-1 concrete mix. I'll show you how we go about digging the holes and what tools we use as well. Bolts in Leeds, they're 24mm zinc plated. So what we do is we put a washer, we put a nut on, and John will show you how far up it wants to go. So if you use finger and thumb spacer, that's enough. Then on goes that 100 by 100mm by 10mm steel plate washer. The idea of that then, that nut will trap the washer, this nut will go on, trap the washer, and then that plate will stop the rod driving through the concrete. So there'll be all concrete under there, concrete above there, and it'll stop it driving through. And then on the top of that, we'll then put 3 nuts, which I'll explain later. So that's it, finger and thumb spacing, 10mm washer, 24mm zinc plated threaded rod. Okay, so the idea behind the string line is when we dig our hole, the rod will go in. I'll just put it upside down just for example's sake. So let's say we've dug a hole there. It'll be 200mm diameter. Then the rod will go in and it will stand next to the string line like that. And when all the rods, I don't know if you can look down that line then, where all the rods are in line with that string line, when we cut the 4x3 timber and drop it down, it'll be easy to go on because it'll be straight. So what we use a grafter shovel and we use these post hole shovel. So what we'll do, we decide where our hole's going, we'll pop it in like that. That'll give us our mark where we're going to dig the hole. Then what we'll do, we'll just hold the string line to the side with our foot like that. Use the grafter and then we'll take the earth out like that. So basically, what you want to do is create your hole like such, and then we'll use the post hole shovel to take the earth out, remove the earth, and then when the hole is dug to depth, we're looking for about a 400 or 500 depth hole. We'll put the rod in, but obviously the other with the washer down. The rod will go in like that, and it will stand in line with there, and then we will fill with concrete, and that is our concrete pile system. Thank you.
Yep.
Show you how we rod a hole. So we've dug us hole there. This particular hole, it's 580 deep, but there's clay there, so that's good. As long as you get clay or solid ground, we're good. And it's about 200 wide. So that's your hole. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put this concrete in. It's a 3-to-1 mix. 3 parts ballast, 1 part cement. So what I'll do, I'll stick 3 shovels full in, like that. And then John will get his rod. So like I said before, it's got this steel plate washer on. What happens there is that rod goes into the concrete. If it didn't have that on, the weight of the building will push the rod through the concrete, but that stops it pushing through. So John will now show you what he does here, and I'll explain. So what he's doing, he's going to get his rod sort of in line, and he's jabbing it up and down so that that washer is completely surrounded by concrete. And what he'll do now, he'll get his rod, so it's practically as straight as what he can get it, and as close to that line like that. And when all the rods are like that, then the timber goes on easy. So he's happy with that now. He thinks he's nice and plumb. So what we'll do then, he'll keep hold of that rod, and I'll fill it just shy at top, like that. Then we can put a bit of soil over that when it's finished. And then what he'll do now, he'll just make sure that he's happy that that's plumb and in line with that string line. I don't know if you can see down that string line. See, all 3 rods are in line with string line there. So when he's happy with that, we'll move on to the next hole. But then what you must do, you must go around with your hose pipe and get rid of all this concrete that's on threads, because if you don't, you're going to have a nightmare when you wind your bolts down. So you want all hosing off and cleaning and tidying. That makes sense, right? So that's as 3x3. I've shown you how to do the lines. I'll just recap. So basically we've got 3 metres, 3 metres cube. We've got pile, 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 and then we pull the line across there, and we've got there as well. So we've got 3, 6, 9, 12, 13, 14, 15 piles. I've showed you how to dig the piles. I've showed you how to fill them with concrete. These are the threaded bars. It's very versatile. If you look down the line there, John will show you down the line. So what we do is wash them all off. I've shown you him washing them off. See, every single rod is just on the line. So when we come to put our 4x3 timber on there and we drill it, it'll sit down nicely on there. So what we're going to do now, we're going to get rid of the pins, get rid of the lines, and that will be the base. That'll go off over the weekend, and we'll be back Monday to put the framework on there. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and leave a comment, and I'll try and get back to you. Thank you.